we're going to find our most valuable customers quickly. This is the type of analysis you would do if you need to determine which customers you need to focus your sales force on more, and basically which customers bring in the most value per order, essentially. So we're going to use a scatter plot for that. We're just going to use Pandas and also Plotly is the charting library that we use. Plotly.express. I like to have all these cells open. Okay, so the data we're using is just in an Excel file called test. So we'll just put that in data, read Excel, and that's called test Excel SX. Yeah, so that's a very simple data. We've got arbitrary customer names, their total revenue, and the amount of orders that we've got from them. You won't be presented with a table like this. In most cases, you'll probably have the order list. You might be presented with something like this. Let's wait for that to work. So this is a table with each specific order. So you'll probably have to get a summarized version of this type of data table, and then summarize it into something like this. So once you've got your summarized table with the order counts for each customer and the total revenue, then you can plot this. Ideally, what I'm going to do after I plot this is actually do something else with the data, so it's a bit easier to interpret, but let's just do this for now. Let's do scatter. We can use data. Let's have the revenue on the what should we do? Y-axis. Let's have revenue on the y-axis, and then the x-axis for order count. It's a scatter. Let's see what that looks like. Just wait for that to work. Okay, must be my data connection. It's still fine. Maybe I should see if I can connect to a different network. There we go. Okay, so over here, I think it would be better if we put revenue on the x-axis, not on the y-axis. Yeah, that's a bit better. So what we're looking for is the customers with the highest revenue and the lowest order counts, because that would mean that each order is a lot larger. So one additional order from such a customer would result in a very large amount of revenue. So essentially, if you put the same amount of effort into each order, you'd want the largest amount of revenue per order. So that the average revenue per order is about 413,000 there. It's 200 and something thousand. So we're looking at this range for the customers we want to focus on. That's let's see if we can add the customer name there. Let's see, I need to check Let's see if we can find that function quickly, or that parameter. I think that should go under text, possibly. Let's see if that works. Okay, so there we've got the name, or the customer for each of these points: customer D, Y, N, U, and F. So essentially, those are the customers we ideally focus on. A much simpler way to illustrate this would be to get the average revenue per order, and then to plot that. So what we would say then is, we'll take the data as it is. We're going to add a column called average order value. We're gonna set that equal to our revenue divided by order count. Revenue divided by order count. That should give us something like that. So we've got our average order count, and we probably want to sort this. Sort values. We will sort that on the average order value. Yeah, let's sort that. That's in ascending order. Let's sort that in descending order, considering that we are more interested in the higher value customers. We'll just set the data frame equal to that. Okay, so there we go, and now we just want to plot this, and we can just use a simple bar graph. We might even only want the top 10 customers. Let's actually do that. We'll do top 10, and that's going to be based on average order value. Okay, let's not use head. So we can see we've got 10 values. Okay, so we've got our 10 values. If we can reset the index, so I neglected to set drop equal to true, so I've got an additional column there, the previous index column, but we can still plot with that. So let's go figure 2 equals, we're going to use a bar chart for this, or bar graph, and then we're going to use data. Oops, that's my connection. Okay, let's just connect. Here we go, back up. Okay, for data, we're going to use a horizontal graph here to make it a bit easier. So, typically you'd use horizontal if you've got longer customer names. So in this case, our customer names aren't very long, but if you've got longer customer names, a horizontal bar is probably a lot easier to read. So our X is going to be our average order value, and then we're going to have our Y of our customer. Orientation, we can use horizontal bar graph, and then I just like to set the width and the height. That should be it. Don't think I'm missing anything. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, there we go. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that's a representation of our top 10 most valuable customers. You can see customer D's got an average order of 413,000. Customer O 260, 244. So if you need an indication of where to focus your sales efforts, then you might do an analysis like this to identify those customers that will yield the highest revenue per order. Let's see what that looks like. Just the normal. I need to change the X and Y. There we go. So you can see here we've got our top 10 most valuable customers in terms of revenue per order.